Hello, everyone. This is Crystal Neath. I'm here with your May 10th, 2020 daily tarot reading for Sunday. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Even if you have children in spirit or physical children, I just think it's such a beautiful thing. And even just taking care of children, helping as aunts, like everyone should be treasured who has been helping raise children, okay? Grandmothers and all. So let's get it going. Let's see what's going on with the energy for Sunday overall, vibrational energy for, you know what? I actually want to use this deck. I'm going to use the Herb Crafters Tarot today for Mother's Day. I think that's a very calm, beautiful, motherly, I guess, deck. Overall energy for Sunday. Oh, that card wanted to come out. And that is the Seven of Air. Oh, this card wanted to come out. The Moon. That makes sense for the mother. And we have the Star, Cottonwood. Ooh, this is nice. All right, so we have eucalyptus, we have Daltra, we have cottonwood as the overall plants, and or oils, teas, herbs, all of that. And then the tarot cards associated with this reading is the Seven of Swords, the Moon card, and the Star. Okay, so let's get started. So they have made the Seven of Swords in this deck a bit different from the normal way of looking at things. It looks like they depict it as some type of book of spells or something that this person is writing, or it just looks like, I don't know, it looks interesting. It doesn't look bad to me at all, but it looks like somebody could be up to something sneaky, right? You hear about spiritualists using brown bottles and whatnot, so they probably are up to something. Because the Seven of Swords normally dictates somebody's doing something they shouldn't be doing. And then the seven, and then look at the tree. It's like hiding behind the tree, and people hide in camouflage when they don't want to be seen. So watch it with the Seven of Swords. You might have some exes coming back, trying to reach out. I think for you as a mother, or as a person celebrating this day, don't go over the past of all these horrible things you've done. Sometimes the Seven of Swords, I'm not who I used to be. So don't address me as such. I love it when Lauryn Hill really broke that down of, don't come to me like you know me. Because if you haven't seen me in a while, you don't know how I've grown. And we cannot keep making the assumptions that people are still where we left them. Now, some people are. But this isn't us because we're watching the reading. So the Seven of Swords is saying if you did things in the past that weren't so righteous, which we all have. That's what I think is so sick about our society. Some people, especially in unfortunate circumstances, don't have as much with the cards that they were dealt to have lawyers on file at maybe 16 or 17 years old, or 18 or 20. So it's really sad because when you look at the offenses, I remember at one point, some years back, I was reading an article, and I don't want to get too, one way or the other, but I was reading an article how like many pedophiles, were in places that they shouldn't be. Let's just put it like that. Okay. Because I don't want to get too technical, because you can't get too technical, but you know what I mean. Like, some people can just get away with so much because maybe of power, maybe they have more money, they hold more status. And so, but everyone has done sin. Everyone has done something in their life to where they weren't so proud of it, and getting caught makes it even worse. So even still, if you're an innocent angel, a pat on the back to you. But if you've done something, even if it was just a mean word that you said to someone and you never really forgave yourself for it, forgive yourself today. For some of you all that needed to say goodbyes to people before they passed away and you didn't, say your goodbyes, but say your hellos. Because when you lose someone in the flesh, you gain an angel in spirit, especially if you got along with that person. Definitely an angel. All right, so let's move on. Then we have the Moon card. And this is beautiful, obviously a beautiful, beautiful flower. And a woman, this is so crazy, you all, it's just bringing all these things back to my mind. A lady asked in a group, she said, if we are children of Ra. Okay. And this was in a group for Black, I guess you can say African American women who are spiritualists. Okay. So that's the type of group it was. And she said that if we are children of Ra, why do we follow the moon cycles? Isn't that like being pagan or something? She was basically saying, okay, I'm just paraphrasing for her. And so I was going to respond, but I just couldn't because it was just too much. Once we get too far down the rabbit hole, because through research, architect, the people who look at the stones, I can't think of their name right now, all these philosophers, these people who study these ancient civilizations, okay, it's crazy how they find everything has a similar root, or it all goes back to one place or one thing, or it's just similar stories with different names. And so, I mean, whether you go from the ancient walls of Egypt or just the Bible, Mother Mary is the moon energy in the Bible. Jesus Christ, the Son of God, is Ra, the sun, in different schools of thought or religion or whatever you want to say. So I think sometimes when we get too caught up, what I'm getting at is what we personally identify as, because in certain studies of astrology they actually get into the sun and the other energy that it can bring. And what I'm getting at is balance is what it's all about, and trusting your soul. I practice some Celtic traditions, but a lot of people really don't study the deep heritage of the Celtic people. So sometimes we speak from a perspective which I understand, but that's why I'm glad she asked. You know, she could have been just rude and lived her life and never asked that question and thought maybe she couldn't enjoy the full moons, or maybe she couldn't. And even still, you think of the moon affects the tides in the ocean. The oceans aren't evil. The moon affects our cycle as women. So that's not evil. So I think we just have to find our balance. But anyway, the moon card definitely triggered that. And so I thought that was a great learning moment for her and for just anyone. When you can connect to everything, you have more positive energy versus if you constantly discriminate between everything for situations that we really can't prove besides what we read in a book. All right, now let's move on to the star card. These are the aliens on earth. I mean, like, the star card is explosive, it's blessed, it's prosperous, it's different, it's unique. We'll definitely feel a lot of Uranus energy. You all, last week was really the week, like, after, once we're getting into Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you need to kind of chill. I mean, you can do whatever you like, but advice to me, I would say kind of chill out, because Venus is going retrograde. You don't want to spend a lot of money from basically next week, Monday, up until June. And then we go right into a Mercury retrograde. And if you've been with me, you already know what Mercury does when it's in retrograde. So now that the planet of Venus is in retrograde, so for some of you it'll be great, especially if it was retrograde in your own personal birth chart. And for others of you, you can use this time to re-edit your finances, re-edit how you look. They always say don't make drastic changes around Venus retrograde, and I agree. Especially once she's stationed, and you know, you're still in the pre-phase right now. So everybody's buying things and feeling the Venus energy, beauty, you know, what makes me feel comfortable. But I'm just saying that it is going to go in retrograde, so watch it. You know, you don't want to think you all of a sudden just found the lover of your life during that time, because a lot of times by August you snap out of it, okay? So anyway, I know this is a bit more than what you asked me for, but hey, this is what Mother's Day is bringing for me. Okay, and with the star card, this is blessed. Okay, so what another blessed day we have. Kind of watch it. Things can be a little shady. People can do little shady things. So you have to make sure that you're trusting your instinct and doing what makes sense. If you're signing a contract today, cool, but just get 2 copies. Ask questions. Has this motorcycle, has this vehicle been in an accident? Get the VIN number. Do things like that. Okay, it'll help. So I hope this helped in some way. If you ever need to get a reading with me, you can. I also find too, the 7 of Swords is not a horrible card when it comes to like credit cards and things like that. And you understand why, because it has a lot of hidden small print in it. Okay. Not horrible though with the moon. I feel like this is protecting you, and so is this star card. So beautiful Mother's Day. I'm so happy to be able to give you this reading. I hope that you have an amazing Sunday, and I will talk to you later.